Welcome back to Kazakhstan and to its capital city, Astana, host of the 2015 World Judo Championships. The IJF's showcase event had 7 days of incredible drama. The biggest media attention came on day 6, as judo superstar Teddy Riner of France took to the mat in the over 100 kilograms category, in an effort to break the judo world record and become an 8-time world champion. Riner took his first senior world title in 2007 at just 18 years old, and since then has dominated the judo headlines, taking 7 titles in 7 years. This time last year was the record-equalling 7th in Chelyabinsk, Russia. Would the pressure tell, or could Riner keep his cool and claim his 8th world title? Riner is a phenomenon, and in this final episode we focus entirely on his day of competition, following him, his family, his team and his opponents to see if he can make judo history. Riner had arrived early, starting with a light warm-up before building up into more intense grip fighting and throwing practice with one of his training partners. Whilst he prepared himself for the day, we spoke to his father about how Riner was as a child.
Teddy was a child like any other. He was a child who liked to be happy, who moved a lot. So obviously we had to channel his energy to calm him down, to make him think differently. But remember, we have Caribbean roots, and Caribbean people, we love dancing, we love to move, we love family. But it is true that at one point he had to be channeled, and then we thought of sport. Judo was not the first sport he practiced. He did many other activities. But at one point we said that he had to play sports. He had to use up his energy. But this is no surprise. It's not different from other children. He was a child like any other.
Before competing, Riner, like every other judoka, must have his judo kit examined to check if it meets IJF regulations. Then comes a short walk to the holding area where he waits alongside his next opponent. As a seeded fighter, Riner received a bye in the first round. His first opponent, however, Juan Metis of Estonia, had already competed prior to meeting Riner. Metis had looked strong in his first fight, throwing his opponent for a Wazari score before pinning him for Ippon and ending the contest. Riner had never fought Metis before, so it was unlikely that he would take any early risks. This would be about focus and control. We joined the contest with just over a minute to go, and Metis losing by 2 penalties. Your commentator is former British world champion Neil Adams.
Well, Metis is doing very, very well in this contest. He's surviving with Riner. 2 penalties on the board against him. Riner just looking for that opportunity, trying to set up the line for attack. Big right arm over, and well, he scores an Ippon. 45 seconds to go. Just wanted that one moment, Teddy Riner. Took him a little while to warm up, but then in the end, Oguruma, he just wheels him over that leg, and he takes him onto his back for the Ippon. Hard to hold him off. Metis did well to hold him off for so long, but in the end, he wore him down, Teddy Riner. And in the end, he scored the Ippon.
So today morning I found out that my first opponent was for Turkmenistan, and then after that would be Teddy Riner. So I didn't know, I haven't seen my first opponent, but I've seen Teddy Riner a lot, so I was like really excited today morning. I really wanted to win my first fight so I could go against Riner for the first time in my life. Well, he's a 7-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist and bronze medalist. I'm a national champion, so it was like a good experience for me to try out. Is he really that good? I think I did pretty good for like the first 3 minutes or something, but then him, I was like getting tired, and then he showed me that he's really the boss. really strong grip and a really good fighter.
Yuri Krakovetsky of Kyrgyzstan was next up to face Riner and went through some final tactics with his coach on how to counter Riner's strong right arm. Krakovetsky had also looked strong in his opening contest, throwing his larger opponent from Samoa for a wazari before moving into an ippon scoring hold down. He had also never fought Riner before. How much of a threat would he pose him?
Riner now looking very confident. Krakovetsky though, just off the back of an ippon win. Now he has the grip that he likes, Teddy Riner. Big right hand on the collar. He also has the sleeve, falls on his back, takes his opponent over for a wazari. Good wazari there. Now he has the grip again. This is where he normally attacks. Osodagari, oh, major outer reaping, and you can see why it's called a major outer reaping. He hooks onto the outside of the legs, and he drives off his back leg, and he takes his opponent cleanly on his back this time, and with force. Look how hard he hits the mat. Riner through to the quarterfinals.
I knew that in the beginning of competition, it was 23rd of August. I see, oh look, Teddy Riner, it's good. Because I won't fight with him in the competition. I fight with him first time, he's very strong. But I will try to beat him next time. I long time want to fight with him, and my dream come true.
As Riner unwound after his second fight, we spoke to the president of the French Judo Federation about what Teddy Riner means to French judo.
For us, Teddy Riner is someone safe. We are never nervous when Teddy fights. We are relatively reassured. Teddy Riner, one day, maybe will lose. But Teddy is an intelligent person. He knows what to do to win. He is relaxed, in fact very relaxed, when he fights. And he also has an exceptional physique.
After some final advice from his coach, Riner gets himself into a relaxed zone, listening to music right up until the moment he has to step out to fight. Against him in the quarterfinal would be another man he had not fought before, Andre Breitbarth. The German had looked in great form. As with Riner, he had also won both of his previous contests by ippon. The first one was a throw against New Zealand's Rosser, and the second one a hold down against Cuba's Garcia Mendoza. Would Breitbarth's unknown quantity cause Riner any problems? As both players walked out, Breitbarth had one thing on his mind: stopping Riner from getting his favoured right-hand grip. 1 minute in, with neither player having put in an attack, both received penalties for passivity. But something had to give.
So Riner now has the sleeve again. Big right arm over. Is he going to throw? Yes, he is. He takes Breitbarth over. They land outside the area, but it started in, it's okay. And now he's just got to hold him there, and he gets the submission from Breitbarth. And that puts Teddy Riner through to the semi-final. Again, he dominated the grip. Look at the drive he gets again. Breitbarth goes over, and he lands in the hold down. So good transition there from Riner, and he is through. Well, Dad looks pleased. Can anybody stop this man en route to his 8th world title?
It was first time I fight against him at the tournament, and yeah, it's totally different between a training camp in a randori with him and in a fight. He's really focused, and yeah, but it was fun. I thought, yeah, have fun to fight against him and see what comes, and yeah, but he's too big for me. My coach said me try to hold his right arm and see what you can do, but yeah, this arm is really strong.
Immediately after the contest, Riner and his coach, Franck Chambly, watched and studied his next opponent. We spoke to Franck ahead of the semi-finals.
I'm not saying here today, Teddy, you can win for the 8th time. That's not what we're looking for at the moment, even if he's thinking about it. We're taking it one fight at a time, trying to advance in the competition, and each time to go after a new title. The number of titles that he manages to win will be great for him, but we remain focused on the competition and going all the way to the final and winning.
Riner's opponent in the semi-final would be Kim Sung-min of South Korea. There is a long break between the preliminaries finishing and the start of the final block, which encompasses the semi-finals and finals. Fighters have to regather, warm their bodies up again, go through their gripping patterns and throwing movements. A lot of the time, these exercises are tailored specifically to the opponent they are due to fight next. Judo has a multitude of styles and techniques, and fully understanding the judo of your opponent goes a long way to winning. Kim had looked dangerous throughout the day. He too had won his previous fights by ippon. The first of 3 came against Sasson of Israel. After a Yuko scoring throw, he pinned for the maximum score. Next up came a beautiful dropping technique against his larger opponent, Romania's Natea. A fast rotational throw against Hungary's Boar was enough to guarantee his place in the semi-final against Riner. There is no holding area in the final block, only the fighter's tunnel. No music is allowed, only thoughts. After that, it's the long walk into the arena and straight to the tatami.
Well, if anybody can give Riner a fight, it's Kim. Kim been on great form all day as well. But Riner, straight away again, dominating the grip. And look how bent Kim is. That's not good. Guy grabs the belt, Riner, and immediately, sacrifice throw, takes him over for a wazari, and he landed in the hold. So Riner straight into the lead. But Kim just manages to get out. Riner now taking advantage when they go into a defensive posture, grabs the belt, takes them right the way over, just rolled him this time, only gets the wazari, not the ippon, but it puts him well ahead in this match. Now he has the sleeve again. Now the arm comes over again, and he's tried it again, slightly different angle this time, but he gets a wazari ippon, that's 2 wazaris, and that makes an ippon, and it finishes the contest outright. Teddy Riner is en route to his 8th world title. And you've got to think, well, who can stop him? Teddy Riner looks absolutely unstoppable.
And so, to Riner's final opponent, Japan's Ryu Shichinohe. Over the last year, Shichinohe has developed into the single biggest threat to Riner's dominance. In Astana, he was in typical form, producing some classical judo techniques en route to the plus 100 kilograms final. After beating Brazil's Moura on penalties, he threw Austria's Oberstdorfer with Uchimata, an inner thigh throw and a favourite of the Japanese heavyweights. The pick of the bunch was a stunning Oso Togari, an outer reap of the leg in the quarter-final against Ukraine's Kamo. Considered one of the best throws of the tournament, Shichinohe was showing everyone that he meant business. In the semi-final, he countered Georgia's Okharashvili, quickly moving into a hold down to secure the ippon and a place in the final against Riner. This would be the 3rd time they'd met in the last year. In May, he was beating Riner by penalties with just 2 minutes to go before the Frenchman threw him for Ippon. But the closest he came to beating Riner was this time last year, in the 2014 World Championship final. With less than a minute to go, Shinshinui attacked Riner. The Frenchman spun to prevent the score. It was deemed that he landed on his front and not his side, which meant no score. The title went to Riner. And now they'd be going head-to-head in a world final for the second time. Riner fears Shinshinui more than any other fighter. In the tunnel before the final, Riner couldn't keep his attention off of Shinshinui. Who would come out on top?
Teddy Riner, the great Teddy Riner, now going for his 8th world title. Unprecedented. Looking very, very confident. The family up there supporting. Shinshinui knows he's got a mountain to climb. Shinshinui, though, gave him a scare in the final last year. What can he do here? And the great Yamashita there, looking on. 4-time world champion and Olympic champion himself. Big right arm over the top, straight away there with Shinshinui. Oh, and he does the same technique as the semi-final, and he scores a wazari. Shinshinui bent over. Riner comes onto the belt. Sacrifice technique, takes him backwards. He rolls him onto his back, and he gets the wazari score. So this new technique from Riner really working all the way through this World Championships. So now Shinshinui really has got a mountain to climb. Advice from, well, his brother in the crowd there, Teddy Riner. Knows what he has to do though. Now just needs to dominate with the grips all the time, and there he goes again. Shinshinui defending. Oh, he did a full somersault this time, and a Yuko scored. Smallest score that we can do in judo, but he gets it from the same technique there, side sacrifice. What success he's had with this at this World Championships, Teddy Riner. They defend against, well, the technique that he was scoring all last year. Now Shinshinui coming forwards, 4 seconds, 2 seconds, and history is made. 8th world title for Teddy Riner. His father applauds, as he should. Will it ever be matched? Shinshinui survives the full length of the contest, but it was, well, sumigaeshi, or a variation of, that scores the wazari and the yuko. The French celebrate, and, well, a very disappointed Japanese coach there. Teddy Riner wins his 8th world title. How long can he go on for? The Olympic Games next year, he'll want to win a 2nd Olympic title. There is nobody to challenge him as far as the world titles are concerned, but, well, is he going to go for the next Olympics and then the ones after? Because that's probably the next record. And who would bet against him?
Teddy, we hope that he will last as long as possible. To motivate him is going to be the hardest. I've motivated him by saying that there was a French rally driver, Sébastien Loeb, who had more titles than him, and that he can go further. But there is also something important. The Olympic Games are to be held in Japan in 2020, and that goal should motivate him to the end of his career.
There's no gap in his defences. He has strength, speed and technique. This makes him a very difficult opponent. To be able to beat him is to be better than him. I want to do my best to beat him.
There's no rival who can beat Teddy Riner at this moment in the category. He's too strong. You'll be his era for a while.
Teddy Riner for the 8th time is not easy, but it's a big achievement for him, for the judo sport, and it's our real hero.
Big day. I'm happy because when I see my season difficult with a lot of injury, and the finality, I win this new gold medal. I'm very, very happy for me, for my baby, for my sport, for my federation and my country, because the record now is not Japanese, but is French now. Today, in my head, I have just one word: no mistake. No mistake, like the last World Championship. Because maybe the last championship I lose, and in my head I ask to me never more, never more. If you have one occasion, direct, go. And with my coach, with my team, I work on only this fight, the last World Championship. Why? I lose this final. I have one question: now or no? Now or no? No. If you have an occasion, you take the occasion. And on this final, when I have just one occasion, direct, I attack. When I see my opponent, for me, my opponent have more power to me. Yes, me, my power is my judo. Only my judo and my technical very quick. But for me, in my head, my opponent have more power, for sure. When you have the pleasure, you don't have the stop. But I know when I see my body, before I don't have the injury. Now I have more injury each year. I finish my career, I hope, maybe 20 Tokyo, Olympic Tokyo, yes. Because the judo is Japanese. And this is a dream, you finish your career in Olympic game and in Olympic game in Japan. Yeah, this is a dream.
Well, that's it from Astana. What a great tournament it's been, full of drama, emotion, and some cracking judo. With 13 new world champions, the only person to defend their crown is the new judo world record holder, 8 times world champion, Teddy Riner.